Hello and welcome to our 12 noon show. Multiple news points from morning. Something that we had broken on Rev Sports and something that had gone viral. Shomik Chakraborty's story, where it is now confirmed. It is now confirmed by CAB sources that a letter had been sent to the BCCI saying Harsha Bhogle and Simon Doull. Harsha Bhogle and Simon Doull should not be allowed to commentate for KKR games at the Eden Gardens. Shomik Chakraborty wrote that story around last night. We were deliberating on it. We got official confirmation this morning, and he published it around what, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and since then it has been picked up by everybody in the national media. Story number one. Story number two: BCCI has announced the central contracts, and in the central contracts the first name is that of Rohit Sharma. What does that tell you? What does that tell you if you are an Indian cricket fan? Rohit Sharma does not play T20 cricket. Rohit Sharma, many were asking if he will be playing in the England series. Now, if he wasn't playing in the England series, if he wasn't part of BCCI's scheme, there is zero chance that Rohit Sharma would be put in the A plus category. If you are playing only one format, and that is 50 over cricket, you cannot be part of the A plus category, is what we are understanding from the central contracts. Joining me, Devashish Sen, Gargi Raut, Shomik Chakraborty, and Shubhayan Chakraborty. So plenty going on in the horizon. Shomik, first to your story, the letter from CAB to BCCI. Tell us more.
See, the fact of the matter is that CAB clearly has backed his own, that is Shujan Mukherjee, the curator. And CAB had to do that. After we broke the story that Shujan Mukherjee's reaction to Ajinkya Rahane's comment, asking for a little bit of help for his spinners, Shujan Mukherjee told us, he told Brave Sports that Eden Gardens pitch will not change. I mean, just we are following BCCI's or the IPL's guidelines. He is not doing anything. I mean, he's not doing anything flouting the rules. He said, I'm just following BCCI's guidelines, and which says franchises have no say over the nature of the pitch. And he, all along, he was following BCCI's guidelines. So from that point of view, I mean, Harsha Bhogle and Simon Doull in particular, he said KKR should mull on shifting their base away from Eden Gardens. That is, I mean, that is CAB obviously found that below the belt, a bit offensive, because see what KKR is today. It is intertwined. KKR and Eden Gardens cannot be separated. You can go to a different state. Will you get this kind of die-hard fan following? You will not. KKR is KKR because of, not only because of they have fantastic players or they have won 3 titles, but it is also for the fans. Eden Gardens today it is 40 degrees, and relative humidity is touching 85%, and still you will see 50,000, more than 50,000 fans at the Eden Gardens for the Gujarat Titan games. And these fans are the lifeblood of KKR and IPL. So from that point of view, categorically, Snehashish Mukherjee, the CAB president, like the leader, like a true leader, he backed his man, and he sent a letter to the BCCI saying that when KKR are playing, when the matches are Eden Gardens, please keep these 2 people off from your commentary roster. There is no formal response from the BCCI yet, but between the lines, they have been taken off. What we know, that at least in the group phase, they will not be commentating in any of KKR matches at Eden Gardens.
This is a new news point you are telling me. In the morning, when you had broken the story, you had said that, today's match, Harsha Bhogle is not there. But now you are telling me that they will not commentate in any of the KKR matches at the Eden Gardens in the group stage. So that's a new news development. Shubhan Chakraborty, Rohit Juglan also joins me. Shubhan, the point is simple. From what I know from Shomik and from having spoken to multiple people, CAB is saying that we have followed the instructions of our mother institution, the BCCI. And this is not an attack on Sujan Mukherjee. It is an attack on the association. The association is responsible to the board. They are preparing pitches based on the instructions of the board. You have a problem, you tell us. How is it that you're attacking the curator who is an employee of the association? And you can say what you want. You can absolutely say what you want, but to suggest that KKR should move its base out of Calcutta is way below the belt. That is what has arced the association. We are not here to take a position. Let me make this clear. Whether CAB is right, whether Simon Doull is right, whether Harsha Bhogle is right, is not our concern. Our concern is to put the story out exactly as the story has transpired. Anything else that you want to add to this, Shubhayan, before I go to Devashish, Rohit and Gargi?
No, I think, see, fans on social media can say whatever they want to, because ultimately that opinion does not hold that amount of weight which a former cricketer or a commentator or an expert is saying, who is part of the official broadcaster. And to instigate something like this to shift base, I think that has irked CAB a bit there. Yes, you can criticize the pitch, you can say it is not a sporting pitch, it is not a good pitch, etc., etc. That's your opinion. But to instigate something as big as moving bases away from CAB, away from Eden Gardens, I think that is where the anger from the CAB has come out from. So I think they are, as you said, we are not here to take any positions. They are right in their own say. They have their opinion, Simon Doull and Harsha Bhogle. If CAB does not agree with it, they have written it formally. Now, as Shomita also said, BCCI has not officially responded to that email. But if they are listening to it and have agreed to, not allowing Harsha Bhogle or Simon Doull to come and commentate in games at the Eden Gardens for the league stage at least, then I think that's a fair call.
Devashish, firstly, we don't know. We don't know if Harsha Bhogle or Simon Doull were rostered to commentate at the Eden Gardens. Okay,
right.
Let us also make that clear. The fact is, today they are not there. We don't know if the host broadcaster had even rostered them. Okay, we don't know this. There is no official communication from the BCCI on this. We have not been able to get any official confirmation from Harsh. By the way, let me put this on record. We had reached out to Harsha. He refused to comment on this, which is totally understandable. But the fact is, while we don't know that officially they've been rostered or not rostered, the truth is they are not here. They are not here, and as Shomik is now saying, they will not be here for any of the future games. Where do you stand on this, Devashish? Clearly, this has now become a pretty big issue. And by the way, let us also say this. The letter was not sent yesterday. The letter was sent some time back. CAB had managed to keep the story under wraps. The story has come out now. So it is not as if the letter was sent last night. That is also a fact. Devashish said.
Yeah, Bodhida, obviously, now what happens when the playoffs, when Eden Gardens host the playoffs and the eliminators and the final as well? Means obviously, it is expected that Harsha Bhogle will be there in all likelihood. So yes, Bodhida, I differ from what the CAB has done. Means just a sheer comment against a curator, and CAB sends a letter to the BCCI saying that so and so commentators in coming days, if XYZ more commentators start attacking CAB, shall they also be stopped? If someone like a Sunil Gavaskar comments against the Eden Gardens wicket or the curator, will the CAB go all out and stop Mr. Gavaskar from commentating a KKR match? It is absolutely means I think it is. CAB has taken it too long. Means obviously by sending a letter to BCCI and in doing so, and also telling them to restrict Harsha Bhogle from commentating KKR match. I think it is that this is totally my view, Bodhida. And in coming days, if what happens if XYZ more commentators attack CAB curator, will CAB go out all their way to tell the BCCI to stop them from commentating KKR matches?
Fair point. And by the way, this is what it is. We are not taking a position here. all of us are debating this issue and everybody is entitled to having their opinion. So we are not saying CAB is right. We are not saying Harsha Bhogle or Simon Doull is right. Our job was to break the news. We've done that. Our job as a news platform is to break the news and put out exactly what is true. Debashish Sen is entitled to his opinion. 100% is. Rohit Juglan, before I ask Gargi, where do you stand on this? क्या CAB कर सकता है? क्या बोल सकता है? Was Simon Doull out of line? Should CAB have ignored? Ultimately, they're an institution. Why even give a commentator this much of importance? Where do you stand on this, Rohit Juglan?
I totally agree with Debashish da. मुझे लगता है कि अगर CAB पेरेंट बॉडी है और क्यूरेटर पब्लिकली अगर मीडिया पे अगर कुछ कह रहे हैं तो फिर CAB ने उनको क्यों नहीं रोका? CAB ने ये क्यों नहीं कहा कि भाई हम अपनी तरफ से एक मीडिया एडवाइजरी जारी करते हैं, आप जाकर हर मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर जाकर ये मत कहिए, वो मत कहिए, ये मत कहिए, और उनके भी स्टांस बदले हैं. अगर आप देखोगे, आई थिंक देबाशिश दा ने उनका इंटरव्यू किया था, और इसके अलावा भी अगर आप देखोगे उन्होंने मल्टीपल इंटरव्यूज किए. जब शामिक दा ने स्टोरी ब्रेक करी थी तब भी उनका एक इंटरव्यू है, फिर देबाशिश दा ने उनसे बात करी थी तब भी उनका एक इंटरव्यू है. तो अगर CAB आज अपने आप को पेरेंटल बॉडी मान रहा है तो तब वो पेरेंटल बॉडी क्यों नहीं मान रहा था कि आप जाकर मीडिया पे बयान मत दीजिए, हम आपकी तरफ से CAB का पक्ष रखेंगे कि पिच जो है वो हमें ऊपर से ऑर्डर्स आते हैं कि उस पे, वो तो इंस्टीट्यूशन आर्टिकल है, वो तो लॉ है, वो तो हम तो बाय द लॉ जा रहे हैं, बाय द बुक जा रहे हैं, आप जाकर कुछ मत कहिए, आप ये मत कहिए. और जैसा हम जानते हैं इन सारी चीजों को, जैसा देबाशिश, मैं भी यही पॉइंट बोलने वाला था कि अगर कल के दिन एक सुनील गावस्कर और रवि शास्त्री कह देते हैं कि नहीं, और हर्षा भोगले को आप KKR वाले गेम से रोक लोगे, अगर चंडीगढ़ का विकेट खराब हो जाता है और चंडीगढ़ के विकेट की तुलना वो फिर KKR के विकेट से करते हैं, सपोज एक हाइपोथेटिकल सिचुएशन क्रिएट करते हैं कि चेपॉक में कल के दिन वो सपोज प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं और सॉरी एक मैच में कमेंटेटिंग कर रहे हैं, और वहां पर अगर वो ये बात बोलते हैं कि ये चेन्नई के विकेट में KKR को हेल्प मिला है और इसी वजह से KKR जीता है, अगर इस तरह का विकेट उनको ईडन गार्डन में मिलेगा तो वो जीत जाएंगे, जैसे वो गुवाहाटी में जीते और जैसे वो चेपॉक में जीते, तो क्या आप तब हर्षा भोगले और साइमन डोल को बोलने से रोक पाओगे? क्या नहीं रोक पाओगे? तो तब भी तो उनकी बात 100 करोड़ लोग, 125 करोड़ लोग, जितने भी लोग सुन रहे हैं वो सुनेंगे तब भी. बट मेरे हिसाब से क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन ऑफ बंगाल को ये एक तरीके से चीज ना अब बहुत ज्यादा, ये तब भी आउट ऑफ, जैसे आप बोलो आउट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनेट चली गई थी जब एक कैप्टन के कहने पर क्यूरेटर पब्लिकली इस तरीके से कहते हैं, क्योंकि ये चीजें हर फ्रेंचाइजी के साथ होती हैं. जैसा हमने कहा कि पिछली बार पंजाब को पिच पसंद नहीं आई, उन्होंने इस बार चेंज करवाई है, हैदराबाद ने चेंज करवाया है विकेट, बैंगलोर बोल नहीं रहा है लेकिन बैंगलोर पे एंडी फ्लार ने आके पहले गेम के बाद ये कहा था दिस इज नॉट द टिपिकल चिन्ना स्वामी विकेट. हर कोई बोलता है, लेकिन मैंने कभी किसी पिच क्यूरेटर को आकर इस तरीके से मीडिया में अलग अलग जगह पर बाइट्स देते हुए नहीं देखा है उस तरीके से. अच्छी बात है उन्होंने अपना पक्ष रखा, लेकिन फिर आज क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन ऑफ बंगाल को ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि कॉमेंटेटर हमारे क्यूरेटर को क्यों टारगेट कर रहे हो. आपके क्यूरेटर को इसलिए टारगेट किया जा रहा है क्योंकि आपने उन्हें फ्रंट लाइन पे रखा है, आप उन्हें फायर लाइन पे नहीं रखते. आप आगे आते उस समय पर तो CAB को टारगेट किया जाता है या उनसे सवाल पूछा जाता है rather than क्यूरेटर के.
If you now, so clearly the panel is divided, everybody has his or her point of view. Where do you stand on this? Now CAB will say, look, this letter is not in the public domain. We have never given a statement on this. We have never said that we have written to the BCCI and have gone and told the press. It is between our mother institution and us. We are entitled to protecting our employee in a confidential manner. We have done that. The media has got a whiff of that letter. That is the media's problem. We have not announced to the world that we have sent a letter against 2 commentators. We are not going to publicly say either yes or no. You guys have done a story. You stand by your story. So from the standpoint of the CAB, this was a closed door communication confidentially sent between CAB and BCCI. Shomik got a whiff of that letter is Shomik's problem, not the CAB's problem. Where do you stand on it?
I mean, look, when you think of this entire issue, starting from Ajinkya Rahane in that press conference in the very first game, I think this was, yes, the letter was done in public, but everything that happened, everything that preceded that as well should have happened behind closed doors. I don't think any of this should have been discussed in public. The pitch curator should not have come out and spoken to multiple media outlets as well. That was something that sort of blew everything out of proportion. And I agree with Rohit and Debashish when they say that, you know, Simon Doull and Harsha Bhogle are commentators. What did they do? They commented. And it can't necessarily be positive commentary every single time. There will be, you will get negative press. You will get some negative comments from, it could be anyone. So this is not social media. And the fact is they did not do it on the broadcast, on the main broadcast. They had done it on an independent digital media. So how much weight did that comment really have? And it seems like CAB sort of took that personally and took it as an attack on their sanctity of their institution. But honestly, this is just something that has blown way out of proportion.
Okay, my point of view here is this. I mean, when I say, and I've said this in the past, I don't think Ajinkya Rahane had any reason to come out and say that in the press.
Yeah.
I think that kind of started this whole madness, and thereafter the curator had no business saying it in the press either. It is the job of the media. Once Ajinkya Rahane had said it, it is the job of the media to go and counter it. That's how news happens. So clearly the media, whether it is Shomik, whether it is Devashish, whether it is any other Bengali press, and the Bengali press also did it, by the way, they would go and ask Shomik, Sujan Mukherjee, what is your point of view? Had this not even started, and to your point about they saying it in a digital platform, by the way, let me put this very bluntly, Harsha is a very dear friend of mine, very, very close friend of mine. But it is impossible to segregate between Harsha speaking on the JioStar platform and Harsha speaking on the CricBuzz platform. So it is not, it's the same person. You cannot say, oh, I said it here, I did not say it there. Whether or not this should be taken seriously is a matter out there for people to debate. So that is absolutely taken. As far as we are concerned, Rohit, Gargi, and Devashish have made a point which clearly says maybe this letter was not warranted, and we take that opinion. Devashish and Shomik and Shubhayan have said something else, and we absolutely take that opinion as well. Our job is to put the news out there for people. Thereafter, you guys make your own opinion up. I might have something, you might have something. We welcome that. Moving to the next one, the topic that I said at the start of the show. The central contracts have now been announced. Rohit Sharma is the first name in the central contracts. Hey, show me quickly before I move on to the next part.
Just I want to clarify one thing to our viewers, and Devashish raised this point about playoffs and the final. See, when I said that they are unlikely to get any commentary assignments for KKR games at Eden Gardens, that is particularly at this point of time, that is particularly limited to group league matches. The roster for the knockouts for playoffs and final would be done by the host broadcasters later, and we don't have any idea about what is going to happen for the knockout phase of the tournament. It is solely limited to the group phase only.
Again, but Shomik, we don't know. We don't know whether they were rostered right through the group phase.
Exactly.
The fact is, you are right in the sense today he's not there. Whether on the 25th or 26th they will be there, at this point, no. Any of the other KKR games, there is no confirmation from anyone that they were originally rostered and have been removed. That we don't know. So we must put that on record as a fair reportage that we don't know. Yes, you can very well say that, oh, you know what? See, a KKR versus CSK game, massive game, they will not be there. But whether they were originally rostered, we don't know. So let's put that on record. Rohit, Shubhan, both of you and Shomik, all of you had told me about Ishan Kishan. Shubhan, you want to clarify this? Somebody says you guys had put out wrong news that Ishan Kishan failed the yo-yo test. There was some story that you all had done. You want to clarify that?
Why would we clarify that he failed the yo-yo test, and that is a fact, and that comes from a very good.
So you
sorry.
You
yeah, he failed it. Now my question is whether yo-yo test is still mandatory for the BCCI to determine the central contact. There are a couple of tests. One is a DEXA scan, which is mandatory nowadays. But I don't know whether yo-yo test, they take the yo-yo test, they take the blip test, but whether that's mandatory for the fitness requirements, I don't know about it. But Ishan Kishan scored 15.2. I can give you the exact score what he got during the yo-yo test before the IPL. That is 15.2. But despite that, if the BCCI has handed him the contract, then good for him. We have never gone anything. We have nothing against Ishan Kishan, but if the BCCI is seeing him in the future scheme of things, then that's a fair evaluation for him. But I'm pretty sure when the next selection, Ishan Kishan is not in the team in any of the formats for now, but when the next series comes, if he is picked, for example, in the Bangladesh series, then I think he will be asked to come to the Center of Excellence and give another fitness test to assure that he's up to the marks with other players of the team.
Rohit, you want to add anything to that?
So
Yes,
Boryada,
please.
they give you two chances. They ask you whenever you got, you suppose you are recovering from an injury. So they ask you that whether you want to do it right now at this point of time, if there is no selection in the upcoming games, or you want to do it after you fell a little good, after 15 days or 20 days or 25 days. So suppose for a Jasprit Bumrah, if he is completely fit before the Champions Trophy and he has to then participate for a India England series, then because he has to come into the BCCI selection process, then he has two choices. He can give it right at that particular point of time when he's completely fit at the center of excellence, or he can choose that whenever he gets selected for India, just before that selection, he will give a yo-yo test. So there are two opportunities for the players. Suppose a Sarfaraz Khan, if a Sarfaraz Khan got injured, he rolled over the ball and there was some ribs problem at there. So they will ask him after he got completely fit that whether you want to give it now or there is a selection coming for the England series. So he can choose that he want to give it right now or just before the selection when there is a question asked by his name, when selectors ask that is he completely fit, is he fine with the yo-yo test. So as of now, if the selectors will ask about Ishan Kishan, he failed the yo-yo test before IPL. He went there, he failed. There were a lot of communications also, which let's not go into there, but he failed the yo-yo test at that particular point of time. There were other India players also who were there. There were a lot of bowlers, there were a lot of batters. Even Yashasvi Jaiswal was there. He scored somewhere around a 16.4, but yes, as Shubhanda rightly said, he scored somewhere around 15.2 or 15.4 Ishan Kishan at that point of time, which is considered as failed because you need to hit 16.1 or above. So we are, as of now, we are, in our story that he failed the yo-yo test, Boyada, before IPL.
So, my friend, whoever was saying fake news, etc., my both journalists have stood by their story, and as their editor, my job is simple here. I will back them against your words because what you are saying is you're a troll. You without even finding out the veracity of the news, without even trying to figure out what their story was, you said they are peddlers of fake news, and that tells me you're a troll. That's what you are. But I answered them. I answered the question because it was very, very important. And I hope anyone and everyone who was saying, stooges of CAB, in a 5-member panel, 3 of my panelists have differed with CAB. Rohit Juglan, Devashish Sen, and Gargi Raut have differed with the CAB letter. That's the eclectic kind of journalism we do at Rev Sports. We are not here to take sides. We will put out the story. Going to my second news point of the day. Rohit Sharma in A+ category as far as the BCCI contracts are concerned. Shomik Chakraborty, Devashish Sen, coming to you both. Simple question. If you were only playing one format, and that is 50-over cricket, you don't play 2020 anymore, you could not have been part of A+ category. This tells me Rohit Sharma is captaining the Indian team to England. Am I right in inferring this? Yes, no, both of you. Shomik first, Devashish after that.
100%. In fact, 15-20 days back, we wrote the story that Rohit Sharma is set to lead India in England. And in that story, we also mentioned it is going to be Rohit's call. He will decide. In case he opts out, then Shubman Gill will lead. Now, at the moment, Rohit Sharma has clearly said yes. Rohit Sharma has clearly said yes. It is. If we read between the lines, if we go through the list of the contracts, and if we read between the lines, it is absolutely clear. It is sort of absolutely clear that Rohit Sharma is going, because you are bereft of a leadership choice in his absence to start with. You cannot. When India came back from Australia and the BCCI held a review meeting, it was decided that going ahead from the next World Test Championship cycle, Jasprit Bumrah would be the red ball captain. But then that injury happened. And now it is clear Jasprit Bumrah will not play all 5 tests in England. It is very, very likely. Maybe he will play the first 2 tests, then a break followed by another 2 tests. Because what Jasprit Bumrah at this moment in time is unlikely to take the rigors of 5 tests at a stretch. So that was the conundrum. Shubman Gill is there. Shubman Gill going ahead, hopefully he will lead India across formats. But at the same time, Shubman Gill needs runs under his belt, especially on the road. He hasn't done that as yet. So by default, it makes Rohit Sharma the leader. Maybe if he fails in England, if India fail in England, then that would be a different thing. But as far as the England series is concerned, and as regards this thing, as regards the A plus category, BCCI clearly has decided not to rock the boat. And also, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, they have earned the rights. They have through their exploits, through their contributions to Indian cricket. Ravindra Jadeja, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and Ravindra Jadeja, they have earned the right to, to be in that category.
Whether or not it's a right call or a wrong call is not the subject for this particular show. We will do a separate show whether Rohit Sharma is the right person to lead India in England. Clearly in Australia he did not look the part. Make no mistake, his test match batting was poor. He himself acknowledges that. He has done that in that interview to Michael Clark on his podcast as well. So Rohit is clearly on record to say he was not in his best shape. Is India right in going with Rohit Sharma for England? Is the subject matter of a different debate. But for now, the inference is clear, and that is what we are debating here. Devashish Sen, where do you stand before I ask Gargi, Shubhayan, and Rohit?
Yeah, I totally agree with Shumik what he said. Means obviously in keeping Rohit Sharma in A plus category, that definitely there's a sign from BCCI that he is your go-to man as far as leadership is concerned. Yes, he has not done well in Australia as far as captaincy or even for that matter as a batter. But that Champions Trophy win has done a world of good for him to be reinstated, means of to keep his position in that grade A plus. And their contribution, be it Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, their contribution to Indian cricket across formats has been unparalleled. So I think, and Shomikda rightly said, perhaps maybe this might be the last season. Means obviously as far as red ball cricket is concerned, if Rohit Sharma does well in against England, you never know. But if it fails miserably, we might see a new captain in the likes of Shubman Gill. But as far as BCCI is concerned, I think there are no other options but to keep all these four superstars of Indian cricket in A plus category.
I will go to Shubhayan and Rohit. Rahul Chetri, with due respect to you, again you are saying the same thing. It's fake news. How do you know it's fake news? You are teaching me journalism. With due respect, don't teach me journalism. Let's disagree, no? Happy to disagree with you, my friend. Boria, this yo-yo test story from Rohit Juglan doesn't make any sense. According to you, it doesn't make any sense. As his editor, it makes sense to me. That's why I've carried it. You don't want to follow it, don't follow it. Why are you trying to teach me journalism? Am I trying to teach you anything? I'm entitled, just like you are, entitled to call my people fake journalists. I'm entitled to call you a troll. Simple as that. Let's agree to disagree. Big deal. Finished. Shubhayan, where do you stand on Rohit Sharma and the central contracts?
I'm just disappointed. See, we all expected Rohit, Virat all to be part in the A plus category, even Jadeja. Despite their retirement, they are too big a name to be dropped or demoted just for the sake of a few crores by the BCCI. But I'm disappointed in seeing Arshdeep Singh in the B category. He deserves to be in the A category.
C category.
C category. Arshdeep is in C category. So that is. I think he deserves to be in A category. Absolute a must-have name in your ODIs and T20 setup. Has been your leading wicket takers in T20, T20I format. I don't know how he is in C category when you are seeing a Shreyas Iyer in B category. Someone, even for that matter, Akshar Patel. He's your vice captain playing almost all formats now. To see him in the B category is also something which could have been done a bit better. But Rohit Sharma, Virat, Jadeja, we all expected them to be part of the A plus category. BCCI won't do cost cutting in the just for the sake of it.
Yes, Rohit.
वही बोल रहा था, मतलब अगर आप देखोगे अक्षर पटेल, कुलदीप यादव मेरे हिसाब से ए ग्रेड में आने चाहिए थे क्योंकि तीनों फॉर्मेट्स खेलते हैं. और अगर आप ए ग्रेड में देखोगे विदाउट नेमिंग एनीवन, आप देखोगे उस ग्रेड में कुछ प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं जो एक फॉर्मेट ही खेलते हैं और आगे इंडिया को कितना सर्व करेंगे, पीछे कितना सर्व किया है, बिकॉज ये अक्टूबर से सितंबर की साइकिल चलती है. तो अगर आप अक्टूबर से सितंबर में उनका कितना खेले हैं वो देखेंगे तो आप सरप्राइज हो जाएंगे कि वो भी ए ग्रेड में. सो अगर आप स्टेचर को वैल्यू कर रहे हैं किसी प्लेयर के तो फिर उस हिसाब से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाइए. फिर ऐसे बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स हैं जिनको आपको, जैसा शुभेंद्र ने अर्शदीप सिंह का नाम लिया, उनको ऊपर आना चाहिए. क्योंकि ऋषभ पंत को आपने प्रमोशन दिया, लेकिन ऋषभ पंत इस समय पर क्या टेस्ट क्रिकेट के अलावा आपको ओडीआई या T20 फॉर्मेट में श्योर शॉट है? मेरे हिसाब से नहीं है। चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में वो नहीं खेल पाए, उसके बाद T20 फॉर्मेट में क्या इस समय पर उनकी बतौर विकेट कीपर बैटर जगह बनती है? शायद बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, बट उसके बावजूद भी उनको एक प्रमोशन दिया गया है। सो आई थिंक और भी प्लेयर्स ऐसे थे जिनको आप, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि एक कैटेगरी में सिर्फ 5 ही लोग आ सकते हैं। आपने रविचंद्रन अश्विन वहां से हट गए, रविचंद्रन अश्विन की जगह पर वहां पर ऋषभ पंत आ गए। तो और प्लेयर्स भी थे जिनको आप प्रमोट कर सकते थे मेरे हिसाब से। A+ कैटेगरी में अगर एक कुछ सर्टन प्लेयर्स हैं जो अब एक फॉर्मेट नहीं खेल रहे हैं, रविंद्र जडेजा आगे कितना ओडीआई क्रिकेट खेल पाएंगे वो भी हम देखना चाहेंगे कि वो नोइंग कि अक्षर पटेल का ग्रोथ कितना बढ़िया रहा है, कुलदीप जिस तरीके से कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर है आपके पास, यू हैव वरुण चक्रवर्ती। तो इन सब के बीच में जडेजा कितना ओडीआई क्रिकेट खेल पाएंगे, बावजूद इसके वो A+ के हैं। तो कई जगह पर ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपने जो सीनियोरिटी है उसको आपने प्राइज किया है, बट परफॉर्मेंस को भी मेरे हिसाब से थोड़ा और प्राइज किया जा सकता था।
Your thoughts on this?
I always expected Rohit Sharma. I mean, like Shubhayan as well said that you can't expect them to be someone like a Rohit Sharma to be demoted back to the A category. So I was never expecting him to see in anything but the A+ category. But at the same time, it is a sort of a hint. And the fact that Jasprit Bumrah will likely not play all 5 test matches, considering that the workload has to be managed, and there has to be a Rohit Sharma leading the team if Jasprit Bumrah is not playing all 5 test matches. And I think that's what it is. To me, it is quite simple, and it is some sort of a hint there.
Okay, so interesting central contracts is what we will say. Big game coming up tonight. We will be there in numbers. Clearly, the story has gone viral. No position on this from us. We have put out the story and we will follow the story. As Shomik said, we will see where this matter goes, what the CAB side of the story is. Does anyone want to come on record or not? And we will keep all of you updated on this. For the moment, that's all we have. Devashish Sen, Shomik Chakraborty, Gargi Raut, Shubhayan and Rohit, to everyone watching, thank you very much for your time. We'll keep coming back to you. 5 p.m., very special interview with the Gujarat Titans CEO, Arvinder Singh, where he talks about the pitch. Thank God again. He talks about the pitch and he says, what is this home advantage? When we won in the first year, COVID protocols in Mumbai, there was nothing called home advantage. Home advantage is not relevant. The BCCI does not allow for home advantage according to its clause. Listen into that interview. Arvinder Singh talks about the GT brand as well. That's coming up at 5 o'clock. And then plenty of stuff from the Eden Gardens and CAB outside the stadium from all our reporters in Hindi, in Bangla, and in English. Thanks for watching.